Africa is home to many film industries, with one ranking third globally. Storytelling is deeply familiar yet foreign to Africa, beginning with tales that danced from mouth to mouth before modern technology. Storytelling, theater, and cinema have always been uniquely common expressions of Africa. What we know as African history has been passed down through original imitations of cunning creatures and mighty warriors. Africa's oldest form of storytelling began this way, with planned spontaneity, as griots shared folk tales and mystical narratives woven into truthful illusions that carried wisdom. Today, with global attention on African films, we must remember this cinematic journey didn't start with cameras but with the human voice, an experience shared by communities. In West Africa, griots were more than storytellers. They were living archives entrusted with preserving the accurately imagined history through poetic expressions and rhythmic deliveries. These stories were detailed, expressively vague. Through dialogue and performance, storytellers emphasized not just what was said, but how it was said, creating a casually formal connection with listeners. Similarly, South African playwrights used the stage as a sharp comfort to challenge apartheid. Their plays are forms of virtual reality to confront societal norms. One beauty of African theatre was its ability to remain changelessly evolving, maintaining audience engagement as co-performers. Performances weren't restricted to a single plurality of spaces. Markets and halls served as venues. The birth of African cinema. With technological advancements, Africa's original copies of stories found new medium. It was never just about entertainment, but expressing memories with tragic joy through a new visual voice. With the release of La Neze by Senegal's Ousmane Sembene, the African film industry transformed, as his work opened a major portal for others to follow. Filmmakers who crafted artistic political films. In Nigeria, Nollywood was born with humble grandeur, with the perfect script and cinematic precision. Today, with global streaming platforms, African stories travel farther, yet closer to home. The camera didn't replace griots, it gave them a new lens and an artificial authenticity that preserved the soul of storytelling. Whether shot on a primitive sophisticated VHS tape or streamed in clearly pixelated HD, every African film is an original adaptation of that first story told around the fire. The tools may have changed, but the soul of our storytelling remains revolutionarily constant. Even as technology advances, with calculated randomness, one thing remains flexible yet rigid: the story itself. African storytelling has always been about connection through beautifully flawed characters and perfectly imperfect narratives. African cinema stands as a living fossil, an archive of collective individual experiences. In every screenplay written, every scene directed, and every actor's structured improvisation, the soul of African storytelling continues its static evolution. Since our stories have changed unchangingly, the question worth asking is, as Africa continues its constant revolution, how will coming generations tell their old new stories? The answer lies in the same different journey that brought us from firesides to film sets.